To begin with, we have this concept of the people from other planets as little green men. Are they green from what you know? Are they all the same?
Unfortunately, they're not so benevolent.
A fucking alien.
What's good? What's good? Welcome here, 51 here with your host Jimmy. Another day in the jungle. Give us a like, subscribe, become part of our community, and give us a like here and visit our webpage goldenboxing.com for more news and stories. Okay, so let's get to this video real quick. So Gennady Golovkin, at age 41, just vacated his WBA belt and the IBF belt. He was going to be the mandatory for Erislandy Lara and also Skiba Falcao, and he decided to just vacate the belt. So right now he is beltless, right? Now, I projected this long time ago because I could see the type of mindset that he had. For some time, I understand that some fighters in the middleweight division kind of wanted to avoid him, but there was a point in time where they didn't, okay? And one of the biggest mistakes he did in his career was not fight Andre Ward. I think that would have helped him in his career. And where I can give a lot of credit to Andre Ward, that he went up and he fought against Sergey the Crusher Kovalev, but Gennady Golovkin can even go up and fight Andre Ward, and he was the one through Abel Sanchez who started this conflict with Andre Ward, and the saga lasted 3 years, but no fight, because Abel Sanchez had said at that time that Gennady Golovkin was the best fighter from 160 to 168 going up, and that included Andre Ward. He was like, nope. Andre Ward was like, no, if you haven't fought me, you haven't beat anybody. So saga never went up. Andre Ward goes up to light heavyweight and fights one of the biggest opponents at that time, who had 3 belts, and that was Sergey the Crusher Kovalev. And to me, that demonstrated that Andre Ward was not afraid of Gennady Golovkin. But Gennady Golovkin didn't have an issue for a fighter like Kell Brook to go up in weight 2 weight classes. He didn't have an issue with that. So he couldn't even go up 1 weight class to fight Andre Ward. But he was willing to, at his age, at 40, willing to go up and fight Canelo Alvarez. So during his prime, or at least when he had good years before fighting Canelo Alvarez, he could have gone up and fought Andre Ward. But he decides to fight him, Canelo Alvarez, for a 3rd fight at 40 years old. Man, I got no respect for this man. One of the worst middleweights I've ever seen in my life. Terrible middleweight, Gennady Golovkin. Then on top of that, he makes Canelo go up in weight, which, as you know, we're not fans of Canelo Alvarez here. He's a huge sucker. Rehydration classes, everything up the ass. But the problem was that Gennady Golovkin, after he lost against Canelo Alvarez, actually before fighting Canelo Alvarez, he had a chance to become undisputed with Billy Joe Saunders, who offered him during that time to fight for undisputed championship. But Gennady Golovkin was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to fight Canelo Alvarez, because De La Hoya said that if I don't fight him now, we'll never fight him, which was bullshit. De La Hoya was just playing mind games. If he would have become undisputed with Billy Joe Saunders, that would have, at least he made history for his country. But he didn't do that. So he lost against Canelo Alvarez. He lost the opportunity to become undisputed. And then after Canelo left the division, it's like you could have unified with Demetrius Andrade for a long time, who was calling out to fight you. And you could have actually fought also with Jermall Charlo. I know that Jermall Charlo was ducking Demetrius Andrade, but you could have at least fought both of them and try to become undisputed again. Never did it. Ducked him for 3-4 years, man. So, to me, it's very interesting because people had this guy as an incredible middleweight. Oh, you've never seen Gennady Golovkin before. Call him the God of War and all this garbage. But he's a ducker. He was a huge ass ducker. This guy. He made Kell Brook go up 2 weight classes, and he couldn't go up 1 weight class to 500 war. You can't respect this man. He was never undisputed, or at least tried to be undisputed, fighting the Steve Rolls and Camila Smetsas and Muratas and garbage like that, who nobody cares about. And he did fight Sergey Yurchenko, but Sergey is, coming also from a different weight class. Is not natural to that weight class. But you didn't want to give a chance to Dimitrios Andrade, who really wanted that fight. I mean, he wouldn't even let Dimitrios Andrade go into a conference room to talk. They wouldn't even permit him. Because the guy is a ducker. He's garbage. And it's sad because he could have done a lot more for his career. Win or lose, that doesn't really matter in boxing. It's about your legacy. And this guy left without a legacy. He left like a coward. I mean, might as well just quit boxing because you just vacated all the belts that you had. On top of that, when I look at a fighter like Bernard Hopkins and I compare this garbage called Triple G, it's shameful. Bernard Hopkins was 41 years old. He was fighting Antonio Tarver. I think with 40 he fought Oscar De La Hoya. Then he went and beat Ronald Wright. He beat Antonio Tarver, Ronald Wright, Winky Wright, for those who don't know him. Then he fought Kelly Pavlik. He was like 43, 45 when he took those fights. Then, who did he fight also? He fought, He fought Kelly Pavlik. Okay, he beat Gene Pascal as well. I think he was 46 when he beat Gene Pascal, or 47. He fought Roy Jones Jr. as well. And Roy Jones Jr. was out of his prime, but he fought Roy Jones Jr. when he was in his prime. Okay, as well, and lost. I mean, he fought Joe Kalsagi too. I thought actually that was a close fight. I thought Joe actually lost that fight, to be honest. There should have been a rematch for that fight. He was fighting Chad Dawson too, Taboris Cloud, Karo Murad, Shumanov, and then he lost against Sergey Kovalev when he was literally the age of 50. See, this is a true warrior. Okay, this is a true warrior. But nobody called Bernard Hopkins the God of War. But this is a true middleweight. Gennady Golovkin was garbage. At 41, he can't even fight Erislandy Lara, who's coming up for another division, 154. Fight him. This guy is like out of his prime. And you got Bernard Hopkins fighting here. Crazy fighters. Chad Dawson. He even fought Sergey Kovalev at his age. I mean, this is why I've never respected Gennady Golovkin. He's absolute garbage. One of the worst middleweights I've ever seen in my life. Hands down, not even a question. And this guy was so hyped up, but he ended up being garbage. So that's how I'm going to leave it. This guy is absolute garbage. I have no respect for his career, and I have no respect for his fans. Canelo fans are garbage as well, but Gennady Golovkin fans are just as bad as Canelo fans, and just as trashy as well. That's why he's in that bucket, in that cube. So that's how I'm going to leave it. Give us a like, subscribe, become part of Golden Eye Boxing for news and stories, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Until the next one.